Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving your beautiful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasni Devi Dasi from Atlanta.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving your beautiful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Go ahead, Mataji, please.
Go ahead. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Cincinnati.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you Mataji for joining and giving a beautiful association. Thank you for reciting so beautifully. Chapter 7, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from Texas College Station.
Hare Krishna, Vanita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you Mataji for joining and giving a beautiful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Georgia.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving a beautiful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then we pronounce to you and all the assembled devotees. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Uma from Portland, Oregon.
Hare Krishna, Uma Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving a beautiful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Some glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you for joining and giving a beautiful association this morning. Waiting eagerly to hear from you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for this mid-morning session. I would like to start by sharing a quote by Srila Prabhupada ji. In India, the practice was hand grind daily. The women will do that. That's exercise for them and they keep their body fit and beautiful. In the morning, they chant Hare Krishna and grind fresh. And actually, by this exercise, they keep their body beautiful. Yashoda Mai was doing that. Even she is the queen of Nand Maharaj. What to speak of their women? Churning milk, grinding the wheat, this their household. Full engagement. Otherwise, gossiping, idle brain, devil's workshop. Mayapur, February 16, 1977. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Good morning, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Mataji will be enlightening us on the topic of Madhurya Kadambini. This is session 3. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Thank you for giving us your valuable time and association this morning. Looking forward to hearing from you. Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. I hand over the call to you, Mataji. Please take over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Shivani Mataji. Thank you for your very, very warm welcome. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your wonderful and kind, sincere association. Thank you so much. So we will start with our Mangalacharan and then we will move forward. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shirupam sagrajatam sahagana raghunatham vitam tam sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale, Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya, Hemava Divya Chavi Sundaraya. तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्गायते गिरिं यत्कृपहातं हं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य ईश्वरम् Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much for your very, very kind association. I really seek blessings, prayers, and wishes from each and every one of you so we can discuss this most confidential subject matter among all the like-minded devotees, and I may do able to do some justice to this topic. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo Om Namah. So we'll continue with our Mangalacharan verse, and then we'll continue with today's verse. हृद्वपरे नवभक्तिशस्य वितते सञ्जीवनी स्वगमा रम्भे कामतपर्तुदाहदमनी विश्वापगोलासिनी दूरान्मे मरुशाखिनोऽपि सरसि भावाय भूयात् प्रभु श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य कृपानिरङ्कुशमहा Madhurya Kadambini. So in the last class, last session, we saw that how Shri Krishna, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is describing about Shri Krishna, who is Brahma Pucha Pratishtha. Okay. And also he describes that how he is Raso Vaisaha. And then in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that I am Brahmano hi Pratishtha Aham. Right? So we saw all these verses that how Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Krishna comes by his own supreme sweet will. So there is no cause for his appearance. And with his own supreme sweet will, because he is Swarat, he is independent, he comes, he advents as Sri Krishna in Yadu dynasty and as Sri Ram in Raghu dynasty. So this way, Krishna incarnates with his own supreme will. And then we saw the types of pramanas. And then we also established that how Shabda Praman is one of the best pramans and it's most authentic. So there we stopped, and today we'll continue with text 3b. Okay. Yeah. So just as we saw that how Krishna, he is self-dependent, he is independent, he is Swarat, he comes on his own accord. Nobody forces Krishna to incarnate. Similarly, in the same way, Bhakti, because now this chapter entitled was Preeminence of Bhakti. So we'll deal with this Bhakti aspect. And we also saw in the last class that what is Uttama Bhakti by Rupa Goswami. So similarly, just like Bhagavan appears at his own accord, Bhakti Devi is also self-manifesting, self-illuminating. And she is also, her intrinsic nature is also composed of Sat Chit Ananda, that is eternality, full of cognizance and bliss. So she also doesn't depend on anyone. She has no cause. Just like Krishna has no cause, Bhakti also doesn't have any cause. So this is the third B. So we are still dealing with text 3 only. The previous verse where we saw that Krishna is Yaso Vaisaha, he is Brahma, he Pratishtaham, and the features that we saw was 3a, just the first part of the third text. Now this we will be dealing with the second part, but again, the text is the same. So it's a long prose. So it's not a poetry form, it's a prose we saw. So this text 3 is the long prose. And that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur divides it in order so that we can understand it. Now this text 3b deals with the subject matter, how Bhakti Devi is self-manifesting. Tasya Bhagavat Iva Tadrupaya Bhakti Api Swaprakashta Siddha Artham Eva. Just like Bhagavat, just like Bhagavan. Similarly, Bhakti is also Swaprakashta, self-illuminating. Anybody can tell what is the meaning of self-illumination? What do you understand by the word self-illumination?
There is no external.
There is no what?
There is no external need to throw light on that object, like it Swayam Prakash, like it comes out by itself.
Yeah. Yes, Nitya Narasimha Prabhu, you want to say something?
Self-illumination, Mataji, means self-illumination. I don't know, I'm guessing.
Yeah, what is self-illumination? That's what I was asking. What is self-illumination?
That is internal potency of the Lord or Ladini Shakti.
Yeah. Like Mataji answered well. Thank you, Prabhu. You are also right in one sense. But what here I was looking for, the meaning of self-illumination. Because see, here it's been mentioned. Let me close this. That it's swaprakashata. So when there is a dark room, right, and you want to see maybe your bead bag or your pen or your water bottle or your book, anything if you want to see, these things are not self-illuminated. So if it's in a dark room and you want to find an object, you need an external source of it. Some external source of light you need in order to locate that object. But now suppose there is a lamp in the room. Then the lamp itself is self-illuminating because you don't need an external object or external light to see the lamp. That's the one way. Second way is it also illuminates the object nearby. So suppose my phone is kept near the lamp or my bead bag is kept near the lamp, then the lamp itself is self-illuminating. At the same time, it illuminates my bead bag also so that I can locate it. That is the meaning of self-illumination. So just like Supreme Lord is self-illuminating, similarly, his internal potency, that is Bhakti Devi, is also self-illuminating. And we'll see this verse, Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahituki Apratihata. Iti Adav Hetum Veena Avirbhavati. उनका कोई हेतु नहीं होता for आविर्भाव, for the appearance of bhakti, there is no cause, there is no hetu. Tata artha. Tathaiva yadricha mad kathadau. This is again from Srimad Bhagavatam. Mad bhaktim cha yadricha. Yadrichayo pachita. These are all from Srimad Bhagavatam. Iti adav api yadrichata asya swachendya artha. It comes with its own accord. Yadricha. Yadricha means by its own accord, by its own accord. Swariti and abhidanat. So we will see this verse. So right now, what is being explained is that Bhakti Devi is self-illuminating, has also the same intrinsic nature of the Supreme Lord of Satchid Ananda, and Bhakti Devi is also Surat like the Supreme Lord. She does not depend on any cause. Now, the question can be raised here. Bhakti is Chidandamai, self-manifesting, and she is completely beyond the material nature. Okay. But then, if she is not from the material world, if she is beyond the material world, because she is also made of Satchit Ananda, right? So how does she appear in the sadhaka's mind and senses, which belongs to material world? Valid question? Again, I'll repeat. Bhakti, just like the Supreme Lord, has the symptom of self-manifesting, self-illuminating, Swayam Prakash, and is composed of Satchit Ananda. But then how she appears in the heart of the sadhaka, or in the mind of the sadhaka, or in the senses of the sadhaka? And in this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself gives the answer that just like the piece of iron, when it is heated intensely in the blazing fire, that iron is not a fire. But when that iron bar is heated intensely within the blazing fire, what happened? This iron bar obtains the same quality, the same redness, same hue as that of the fire. And it acquires the same potency also to burn just like fire. In the same way, by her own potency, Bhakti Devi, who is composed of Satchit and Ananda, manifest in the heart, the material senses of the sadhaka. By how? By destroying the material senses, by destroying the material thoughts, and making all the senses to be transcendental. So when bhakti enters in the heart of a bhakta, naturally the senses, they get spiritualized. Maybe not in the initial stage, but still the process of getting spiritualized of all the senses, it starts. Because just like the iron bar, when it is put in the fire, it gets the same quality as that of a fire. Not immediately, but you have to keep it for a long time. Okay? And more you keep it, the more it starts burning like fire. Initially, it's an iron, it's an element. But when it is put in the fire for a long period of time, it acts just like fire. Its hue, its redness, its potency, everything is that of fire. Similarly, when bhakti, which is Chidanandamai, which is self-manifesting, enters into heart or in the senses or in the mind of the sadhaka, it destroys the mundanity of those senses and renders the transcendental service to that sadhaka. Right? So, Bhakti Devi is this. So, we can ask that how can it manifest in the material senses of a devotee? So, this is how it manifests in the heart of the devotees or in the material senses of the devotee. Now, our Jiva Goswami in Priti Sandarbha mentions that Shruti says that bhakti brings one near to the Lord. We all know that through bhakti, when we start applying this process or when we start doing devotional service, we come near to the Lord. Bhakti is the one that makes one see the Lord. Bhakti brings the Lord under control. Bhakta Vashyata. One of the beautiful characteristic of the Lord of being Bhakta Vashyata means when the Lord comes under the control of his devotee is because of bhakti. So bhakti is the supreme path for attaining the Lord. We do have other paths. Bhagavad Gita has described Jnana Yoga, Karma, Nishkama Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. We have so many paths. But bhakti is the most sulabha path. It's the most easy form in which we can attain the Supreme Lord. So Jiva Goswami mentions this. But then the question comes, what is that specific quality of bhakti that overwhelms even the Lord who is always under bliss? Because the feature of the Lord is what? Satchit Ananda, right? So what is that specific quality of bhakti that overwhelms even the Lord with bliss? So this is the question. One may argue. See, if we don't put these questions, how can we come to the right conclusion? So to conclude something, we need to have various questions to be put forward so that all those questions can be answered and the right conclusion can be set up. So again, to answer this question, it says that the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord has many energies. Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti. We all know this. Antaranga Shakti is Yogamaya Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti is Mahamaya Shakti. And Tatastha Shakti is we Jivas, who have the opportunity to go either under the control of Yogamaya or to be under the control of Mahamaya. Now, this Antaranga Shakti is also divided into three parts. That is Sandhini, that is energy related to one's Krishna's existence. Then the predominating deity of the Sandhini energy is Lord Balaram. Then the Sat, Sandhini, and then the Samvit, right? Samvit, it manifests from Sat, that is truth, right? And the energy that is related to of being cognizance. The Supreme Lord is all cognizant, right? And this manifests from Chit. So Sandhini manifests from Sat. Predominating deity is Balram, which relate to one's existence. Next is Samvit Shakti, that is energy related to cognizance or knowledge, all-knowing potency. Manifests from Chit Shakti. The presiding deity is Krishna himself. And the third is Haladini Shakti. That is the energy related to happiness. Halad means pleasure and Dini means to give. One who gives pleasure. That is the meaning of Halad. So Haladini, the energy that is related to pure happiness, not the happiness of this world, but it's the pure happiness, which is Akshaya Sukh. Not Shaya Sukh, but it's Akshaya Sukh. And it manifests from the Ananda part. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. And the presiding deity of this Ananda is Srimati Radharani, as Nityanand Sarma Prabhu already said. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is our existence, related to existence, like Lord Balaram, and manifests from Sat. That is Sandhani Shakti. From Chit comes Samvit Shakti, that is Lord Krishna himself, related to all cognizance, all knowledge. And third is the Haladini Shakti, that is pure happiness, manifests from Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda, and the presiding deity is, dominating deity is Srimati Radharani. Now this Bhagavan, he is self-manifesting and his spiritual energy is also self-manifesting. So all these three Shaktis are also self-manifesting. Okay? And these self-manifesting energies reveals not only themselves, but they reveals to the entire world because they are self-manifesting, because they belong to the Supreme Lord. And we gave the example of sun or lamp. Just like the sun reveals itself and reveals the whole world. When the sun is there, you don't need an external source of light to see anything. So just like the sun it reveals both itself and the world. Similarly, Lord and his three energies, those three energies which are part of his Antaranga Shakti, are also self-manifesting. Now comes the word Bhakti, because our question was that what is that specific quality of Bhakti that even overwhelms the Lord with bliss? So the Lord already has this energy, Ananda. Now, what is there that even makes Lord blissful? Because we know the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita where it says, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman, Dui Vastu Bhed Nahi, Shastrira Praman. There is no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman. Right? So this Shakti actually belongs to Shaktiman only. Then what is there in Bhakti that even overwhelms the Supreme Lord? Yes, we know that Bhakti, that Ananda potency, that is the Ladini Shakti, is the source to give Ananda to the Supreme Lord. But that Ladini Shakti is actually the part of the Supreme Lord. Parabrahma is made of that Satchit Ananda Shakti. Then what is there that overwhelms even the Supreme Lord? That even the Supreme Lord thinks that what is there inside me? So this is the answer. The answer, how we can apply is by the Arthapatti Praman. So when we were discussing those 10 Pramans, we discussed this Arthapatti Praman also. Though it is not valid, but still it holds some value. So what is Arthapatti? Arthapatti Praman is presumption. When we presume something. Now, for example, we gave, when we were discussing about these pramans, we gave this example that if somebody is growing fat and you don't see that person eating whole day, then you presume that he must be eating in night. That's why he is gaining weight. Because that illogical thing, because if person, the whole day the person is not eating, then how come that person is gaining weight? There should be something to it. So we presume that person may be eating at night, right? The presumption is there. So with this, we reconcile this fact also with this Arthapatti Praman. We reconcile this aspect also that yes, Krishna is made up of bliss. Satchit Ananda. Krishna is made up of that Ananda. But there might be something because of which Krishna himself is overwhelmed by the Ananda. That's why Krishna is Bhaktavatshata. That's why Krishna comes under the control of Bhaktas. Otherwise, what is there? He is himself Ananda. But there must be something to it which makes even the Supreme Lord more blissful. And that illogical point becomes logical with this Arthapatti Nyaya, with this Arthapatti Praman. So it is inferred that just like the person who is gaining weight doesn't eat anything during the daytime, must be eating something in the night. Similarly, with the same reasoning, we come to this conclusion that though it is impossible for Haladini Shakti itself to give more bliss to Bhagwan, because Bhagwan is composed of this Haladini Shakti. But there must be something to it which even overwhelms that Bhagwan. And what is that? That is when this same Swarup of Haladini Shakti combines with the Swarup Shakti of Jiva, which is none other than the Prema Bhakti, that gives more pleasure or that overwhelms the Supreme Lord. Hope it is clear. In one line, I'll repeat that Ananda, Haladini Shakti, Krishna himself is composed of that Haladini Shakti. There is no difference. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Dui Vestu Bhed Nahi, Shastrira Praman. There is no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman. Shaktiman is made up of that Shakti. But there must be something that even Krishna is feeling that, oh, I am not achieving that entire bliss that my devotees are feeling. And that was one of the reasons that Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to experience that bliss that Srimati Radharani was experiencing while serving Krishna. So to experience that bliss, which even Krishna was not aware, though he is all cognizant, he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Bhakta Vashyata, when Krishna comes under the control of his devotees, what it is when Hladini Shakti combines with the Sarup Shakti of Jiva, and that is none other than the Preeti, Bhagavad Preeti, the Prema Bhakti, when it combines, then Krishna comes under control and it overwhelms even the Supreme Lord. And then that Supreme Lord reciprocates with his devotees by becoming the object of their affection. Okay. So this is how. So what is that specific quality? That specific quality is that when Hladini Shakti combines with that Preeti, with that Bhakta Preeti, and then it is rendered unto the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord experiencing more bliss. So this is how the bhakti is. This is how the bhakti aspect even overwhelms the Supreme Lord, who is made up of that bliss. Now, bhakti is self-manifesting by nature, and there is no cause for her experience, for her appearance. It manifests herself in the devotee by her own supreme, sweet, independent will. Then the question is asked, why should one perform sadhana bhajan? Why should I follow this process of Vaidhi sadhana bhakti if this bhakti has to come on its own accord? So let me just wait. Let me not perform this sadhana. Bhakti, if she has to manifest, she will, because there is no cause for bhakti. Bhakti manifests by her own independent will. So why do I have to perform? Why do I have to perform sadhana bhakti? So to this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he gives the example that we perform sadhana or we perform bhajan not to attract bhakti, but to make our heart fertile so that the seed of bhakti can be sown. Okay? That's why we perform our sadhana. So right now, if I'm chanting, I'm doing some service, it may not be categorized as bhakti. Right now, I am simply making my heart fertile so that bhakti on her own accord enter into my heart. Because just like Krishna, who is Satchidananda, bhakti is also Satchidananda. Just like Krishna doesn't want to enter in any of the heart which is full of anarthas, bhakti also doesn't want to enter into the heart which is full of anarthas. So therefore, why we have to perform sadhana? We have to perform sadhana so that we make our heart fertile so that the seed of bhakti can be sown. That seed of bhakti will be sown by bhakti herself. She is the only cause. By her own supreme independent sweet will, she will enter into my heart. But I have to make my heart a fertile ground in which that seed can be sown. And then with my further practice, it can fructify into a plant, or it can sprout in a form of a plant, which can further grow and bear fruits and flowers. So therefore, we have to perform sadhana. Therefore, we have to perform bhajana. So this is what our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. So Bhagavatam also says how bhakti is self-manifesting. Savai pumsa parodharma yato bhakti radhokshaje ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. This is the characteristics of a bhakti. That bhakti is ahituki. What do you mean by ahituki? Ahituki means it doesn't have any, cause. It is causeless. And apratihata means unbroken, without any motivation. Without any motivation, we perform. That is the supreme occupation dharma of getting this human form of life. If we are not performing this supreme occupation by cleansing our heart to make it a fertile ground, then we are wasting our time. We are wasting this valuable human form of life. So this supreme occupation has to be performed. How it has to be performed? It has to be performed unmotivated and uninterrupted, without any breakage. It's not that it's weekend, so today is the day off, let me take day off from my chanting also. No, that won't work. Let me take a day off from reading Srimad Bhagavatam. That won't work. It has to be unmotivated, without any motivation, and it has to be uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Yayatma suprasidati. Then in Bhagavatam also, there is a verse. That is 11th canto. Yadricha mat kathadau jata shraddhastu yah puman na nirvinno nati shakto bhakti yoga sya siddhidha. If somehow or other, by good fortune, yadricha, one develops faith, mat kathadau, in hearing and chanting my glories, this is Krishna saying, such a person, being neither disgusted with nor much attached to material life, should achieve perfection through the path of loving devotion to me. But he is using the word yadrichaya. Now this yadrichaya means independent will. But here, our Sridhar Swami, who is the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, mentions, actually Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Yadricha says on its own accord. But our Sridhar Swami, he says that Yadricha means somehow or other, by some good fortune. If one develops faith in hearing and chanting Krishna's glories, then they can achieve the path of devotional service. Let's see another verse, which is again from 11th canto, which also words mentioned Yadrichaya. Asmin loke vartamana swadharma stho nagha suchihi jnanam vishuddham apnoti mat bhaktim va riddhichya. Mat bhaktim, my devotional service unto me, but yadrichaya, by its own accord. So bhakti is self-manifesting. It will come on its own accord. But as I said, that Srila Sridhar Swami says that we will see later actually. Let me first read the translation of the Sanskrit we read. So here we ended the B part. Okay. Here we ended the B section of the third text. So what we saw, how bhakti is self-manifesting, and we saw these three examples. Why this yadrichaya? Because remember in the first, it says, ahituki apratihata, yadricha mat kathadau. If by chance, by good fortune, if some develops a chance in hearing Krishna's pastimes or glorifying Krishna's pastimes, mad bhaktim yadrichaya, they will get devotional service by my own sweet accord. Right? So, yadricha swaraditi. Swaraditi means on its own accord, on its own sweet independent will. So, we saw this. We'll end this, but we'll continue with our question. So, here the B section is ended. Let's read the translation. Bhakti is Bhagwan's own internal energy, Sarup Shakti. And like the omnipotent Lord, Bhakti also is self-manifesting. She manifests herself without relying on any additional cause. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yato Bhaktir Adhokshache Ahituki Apratihata. Here, Bhagavad Bhakti is Adhokshaja Bhagwan, and the Supreme Lord who is beyond the approach of the material senses. That's why he is known as Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja means someone which cannot be perceived with our material senses. Is said to be causeless. He is Ahituki and uninterrupted, Apratihata. By this, it is evident that she arises autonomously. There is no cause for bhakti to arise. Elsewhere in Bhagavatam, Yadricha Mat Kathado, only the mercy of bhakti, my own internal energy, yield taste for narrations about my pastimes and so forth. The word Mad Bhaktim Yadrichaya means the obtainment of the bhakti to me is by her own sweet accord, Yadrichaya. Such statements about the awakening of bhakti being independent and without any particular cause can also appear in numerous verses. In these statements from Srimad Bhagavatam and so forth, the word Yadrichya means acting only in accordance with one's own sweet will. Indeed, the meaning of Yadrichya found in the dictionary of Swaridita, doing as one pleases, uncontrolled, independent, or swecha of one's own accord. So this is the meaning, that bhakti, now we have established that there is no cause of bhakti, and bhakti is self-manifesting. It will come on its own accord. So this is the B section. Now let's see what is the C section. In C section, it says, Bhakti Yadrichaya, because I mentioned, right, in the previous, Yadrichaya means one's own supreme will. But Srila Sridhar Swami mentions, Yadrichaya, Kenapi Bhagyaniti Vekhyane, Bhagyam Nama Kim Shubha Karma Jayatam, Janyam, Tad Agnayam Va, Adya Bhakti Karma Jnana, Bhagya Janyatve, Karma para tanre swa prakasha pagamaha dvitiye bhagyas anirvacha se janastwad asiddhe katham hetu tvam. So this is again in a prose form. I didn't read it properly, but let's understand the meaning, what it says. So we'll read the translation, but later. So bhakti, what we saw, is yadrachaya. Right, in the previous verse, it's on of its own accord. But Srila Sridhar Swami mentions, while giving the commentary on that 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where it says, Yad Richaya can also be interpreted to mean awakening with some good fortune. Now, what produces that good fortune? In the verse, it says, Bhagyam nama kim shubha karma janyam. So this good fortune is, what does this good fortune is? Like, because here, Sridhar Swami says it's by some good fortune. So that means Yadrichaya, by some good fortune, is the cause of the arrival of bhakti. Because Sridhar Swami says. But then what kind of good fortune it is? Now, one kind is that doing some pious activities. When we perform some pious actions, then naturally we'll get some good fortune. Because good fortune comes when we perform some pious action. Now, if we say that Srila Sridhar Swami is right in saying that bhakti comes by its own good fortune, that means the cause of that good fortune is our pious actions. Now, if we say that because I performed some piety, because of which I got good fortune, because of which I got bhakti, the statement becomes wrong. Because we have already established that bhakti is self-effulgent, bhakti is self-manifesting, bhakti is swarat, it is independent. So how can bhakti be caused by some good fortune? So that means what Yadrichaya doesn't mean that by some good fortune But yadrichya means by its own accord. Okay. Bhakti would be tainted by the defect of dependence on karma if we say that because of my piety, I got good fortune, because of which I got bhakti. So that will bring the defect of dependence on karma. Why it's a defect? Because we have already established that bhakti is self-effulgent. Now, the second point speaks of this good fortune. Like somebody can say, okay, good fortune doesn't mean that it can arise only by my pious activities. Okay. Good fortune can come by anything. Why do you have to bring karma in between? Because bhakti is beyond karma. You cannot bring karma in between. So, good fortune is not because some pious karmas, but good fortune can be anything. Okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, okay, if you want to say good fortune can be anything, then what anything? That anything which is unknown, which is unapproved, how can that become the cause of bhakti? See, I hope you all are getting me. Yadrichaya means on its own accord. Srila Sridhar Swami says Yadrichaya can also be interpreted as by some good fortune. The question comes, if it is by good fortune, then good fortune has to come by doing some pious activity. So if my good fortune is dependent on my pious activities, and because of which only I will get bhakti, that means bhakti is dependent on my pious activities. But bhakti is not dependent on any cause. So how can bhakti be dependent on karma? It is beyond karma. Karma and jnana. We saw that. Karma jnanam anavritam. That is ahituki bhakti. That is the uttama bhakti. Now they can say, no. We are not saying that good fortune is because of some pious activities. Forget about pious activities. Good fortune can arise from anything. Okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says if good fortune can arise from anything, name that anything. What is that anything? Anything means anything. No, that's not the reason. If there is something unknown, which is unproved, how can that become the cause of bhakti? So therefore, bhakti is self-manifesting. It doesn't depend. It is yadrichaya. It comes on its own accord. How can that which is undetermined, how can that which is unproved, which is unknown, be the cause of anything else? It cannot be. So bhakti is swa-ichha, yadrichha, means it comes on its own accord. So that is the B section. So we discussed the A, we discussed the B, and we discussed the C section. So what is the translation? At times, certain high enlightened personalities like Srila Sridhar Swami have also interpreted the word yadrichaya to mean by the awakening of some good fortune. But if yadrichaya is interpreted by this way, then bhakti cause is to be considered. It is brought about by some shubh karma, by some pious actions. Alternatively, it becomes the cause of the absence of such deeds. First, if we accept that good fortune is awakened by some virtuous acts, then bhakti would be subservient to our shubh karma. Now, this is contradictory to the self-manifesting nature of bhakti. Therefore, that bhakti is awakened by good fortune arising from shubh karma cannot be accepted. Second, if we suppose that the cause of bhakti is good fortune arising from the absence of any virtuous actions. Okay, we are not saying that good fortune is coming because of my some good piety or good actions. No. But it is coming from somewhere. There is no exact reason from where that good fortune is coming. Then the cause of that good fortune becomes indescribable and unknown. And such good fortune, which doesn't have any cause, how can that be the cause of bhakti? It cannot be. So in other words, how good fortune can be undetermined be the cause of bhakti? It's not possible. So therefore, Bhakti is independent. It will come on its own accord. So wherever you see the word yadrichaya, the three examples has been mentioned from Srimad Bhagavatam. There yadrichaya means by its own accord, by its own causeless accord that bhakti comes in. It doesn't depend on anything. Now the D part come. Is bhakti attained by the mercy of Bhagavan? Now this is the verse. Again, I will not go into the verse. Okay. So is this bhakti attained by Bhagavan? Okay, first and second we discussed. Okay, first, yadrichaya, by some good fortune. We rejected that. It's not possible. Good fortune cannot be the cause of bhakti. Okay, if good fortune is coming from some good pious activities, that cannot be the cause of bhakti. Now, if good fortune is coming from something unknown, then that can also not be the cause of bhakti. Then somebody can say, actually, the good fortune is coming from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is giving that good fortune. Okay. If that good fortune is coming from Bhagavan's mercy, then what is the cause for his mercy? You're getting my point? What is the cause of Krishna's mercy? Again, Krishna's mercy is causeless. Good fortune is giving bhakti. There is no cause for good fortune. We rejected the karma aspect. We don't know what's the cause. We rejected if something is unknown, how can that be the cause of bhakti? Now, someone can say, actually, no. Bhagavan is the cause of that good fortune. It's the mercy of Bhagavan that causes the good fortune. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur rejects this also. Because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that if you say that Bhagavan mercy is the cause of that good fortune, because of which we are getting bhakti, then what is the cause of Bhagavan's mercy? Why Bhagavan is giving that mercy? So this is an fault of an infinite regress, which is known as anavastha dosh. Okay, this is known as anavastha dosh. Bhakti is the result of good fortune. Is the Lord's mercy as the cause of that good fortune? It cannot be. Then there is a anavastha dosh. Now, what is this anavastha dosh? Anavastha dosh means something which is not stable, something which is unknown, something which is not proven, or something which is not settled, or something which is not conclusive. That is all. These are all synonyms of anavastha dosh. Example is given when the cause and the effect series, you are not able to define what is the cause and what is the effect. That is known as anavastha, infinite regress. Hence, this dosh is also rejected. Now, anavastha dosh can be of two types. One can be pramanika and other is apramanika. What is pramanika? For instance, if I say the example of a beej, an example of a tree, means vriksha. This is the infinite regress. What comes first? Bija comes first or the tree comes first? From bija, tree can come. Trees have lot of bija in it, in the fruits and the flowers. And from those bija, trees can come. Now, who came first? You might have experienced this common example saying whether the egg came first or the chicken came first. Now, this is an infinite regress. There is no cause for it. You can keep on doing it and thinking and contemplating and speculating, but you will not reach to a final conclusion. But because it exists, therefore it is known as pramanika. There is a praman. We are seeing that in beej there is a tree. In the seed there is a tree. And in the tree there are seeds. So it is pramanika anavastha dosh. Whereas apramanika is when we say that this material existence Okay, this material existence is there. Now, what is the cause of this material existence? What is the cause of this entire world? We don't know. So that is apramanika anavastha dosh. Similarly, this decision, if somebody comes to that good fortune is not coming from pious activities, good fortune is not coming something which is unproven, but good fortune is coming from the Lord, then the question is from where the Lord's mercy is coming. So you are again in a loop. You are again in a loop. You can say, well, Lord's mercy is causeless. Okay, if Lord's mercy is causeless, then definitely bhakti is causeless. But you are saying that bhakti is coming because of Lord's mercy. Okay, bhakti is coming from Lord's mercy, from where the Lord mercy is coming, where Lord mercy is causeless. So it's an anavastha dosh. You can go on in a loop, speculating, but you will not reach to a final conclusion. There is no proven, settled statement, conclusive statement made that this is the cause of bhakti. Right? So there is no cause for bhakti. Anavastha dosh is the defect of being unsettled, inconclusive, infinite regress. You keep on holding. Like here, it is being told, P1 holds. Why? Why does P1 holds? Because of P2, because of P3, because of P4, because of P5. Endlessly, infinitely, you can go on and on and on, but you will not reach to any conclusive statement. So what's the point in speculating and doing all this? Rather accept that it is on its own accord. Now, one may further propose that the causeless mercy of the Lord as the cause of that good fortune, but then all living entities should get the fortune for attaining that bhakti. Isn't it the valid point? Okay, you say that the causeless mercy is the cause of that good fortune. Okay, at one point we accept it. But then why all the living entities are not getting that good fortune? Why it is limited only to few? Why everybody is not getting? If the mercy is coming from the Lord and Lord is bestowing his mercy, then why it is coming only to few? Why not to everyone? Then, because someone can say that means the Lord is partial. If Lord mercy, if good fortune is coming from Lord's mercy and Lord is bestowing its causeless mercy because of which good fortune is coming and because of which bhakti is arising, then that means the Lord is partial because everybody is not getting that bhakti. Everybody is not getting that good fortune. Why Lord is bestowing only to few? But is Lord partial or no? Lord is not partial. How do we know? How do we know that the Lord is not partial? Because somebody can say, no, Lord is partial because Lord always protects its devotees and annihilates the demons. So naturally, this is the shortcoming of being equimanious towards the living entities. Because Lord is slaying the demons and protecting the devotees. But we know from Bhagavad Gita that Sri Bhagavan is Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dashasti Na Priya. That Krishna is impartial. He is not partial to anyone. He is equal to everyone. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maiteteshu chape. Those who render service unto me, they are in me and I am in them. So Krishna only reciprocates. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajameham. The way the percentage you surrender, the percentage Krishna will reciprocate. So that means Lord is not partial. Now, if the scripture says that the Lord is not partial, then how can you say that the Lord mercy is the cause of that good fortune? Because that good fortune is not bestowed on everybody. So there is some gap. Now one can say, well, Lord is not partial because we can say that Lord is not partial because yes, apparently we see that the Lord is slaying the demons and protecting the devotees. But slaying the demons is also the blessing of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, you think somebody is having such a malevolence behavior towards Lord. For example, Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur. They came to kill the Supreme Lord. They were demons, right? But Krishna slayed them. Krishna killed all of them. Now, was that a blessing or was that he was envious towards them? It was a blessing, because after being killed by Krishna, they got such a high stage where even the sages aspire to go. That means they are liberated. The sages would also perform severe austerities to come to a position of being liberated from this material cycle of birth and death. But these demons, just by being slain by Krishna, got liberated. So Krishna slaying the demon was a blessing or as a curse? Is a blessing. So Krishna is slaying the demons, and that is a blessing. Krishna is protecting the devotees, that is a blessing. Then how can you say the Lord is partial? Lord is not partial. It's just Lord's behavior towards those people who interact with the Supreme Lord. The demons behave in such a way where they have been slayed, but still they are entitled with that blessing. Devotees behave in such a way that they please the Lord and therefore they are entitled to be protected. But both are actually getting the blessing of the same Supreme Lord. So therefore, the mercy of the Supreme Lord is also causeless. And Lord is not at all partial. He has unlimited compassion towards everybody, whether one may be a devotee or whether one may be a demon. So to answer this, that then all living entities should get the fortune of attaining bhakti, but they are not. Everybody is not entitled to get that good fortune. That means the source of that good fortune is not Lord's mercy. Then what it is? What it is? Let's read the translation. Third, if we accept that Bhagwan mercy is in fact the root cause of bhakti, then a natural desire arises to investigate the cause, as well as each successive cause, but still one will not be able to reach a final conclusion. Hence, in such deliberation, the problem of interdependency arises. Fourth, if we accept that such unconditional or such causeless mercy of Bhagwan is in fact the cause of bhakti, then Bhagwan would appear to the beset with the fault of iniquity, since bhakti is not observed universally. Bhagwan is impartial. So if his ahituki kripa is the cause of bhakti, then that causeless mercy ought to be bestowed upon everyone. But it is not. What we see, bhakti is not present everywhere. She abides in some and not in others. In that case, it would have to be concealed that Bhagavan's attitude is not equal to all, and thus it is tainted by the fault of unfairness or favoritism. But it cannot be conceived that such a fault can ever exist in Bhagavan. Now, the following question may also arise. Is Bhagavan's meting out punishment to the wicked and protecting his own bhaktas not indicative of iniquity? In response, it is said that his doing so does not indicate unfairness. Rather, it is his greatest quality. This is the ornament of the Supreme Lord. Among the innumerable qualities present in Bhagavan, his intense affection for his devotees, Bhakta Vatsalata, reigns supreme, standing as the monarch of all his qualities. And this subject will finally be analyzed in the last shower of this sacred text. So we will go again with the last shower, but later. So right now, we have concluded that the cause of that good fortune has yet not been established. Now the last part of the third text only. Right now it's the third text that is going on. The mercy of Bhagavan's devotee is the cause of obtaining bhakti. I'll not go into the verse. Now, bhakti. What is bhakti now? Now, so our till now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has delineated the independent, self-manifesting nature of bhakti, which, like Bhagavan, which is also composed of eternality, cognizance, and bliss. Now, it has been established that neither the good fortune is born of pious activities, nor by something unknown, nor by Bhagavan's causeless mercy. Then, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur stresses on the point, the real Siddhanta, the real conclusion that bhakti is awakened by the mercy of a bhakta. Bhakti is coming from bhakta. This is what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining. The cause of bhakti is the causeless mercy of a devotee who is Satchidananda, like Lord himself. Now the question comes, if the causeless mercy of a devotee is accepted as the cause of bhakti, still we see that it is not equally bestowed upon all. So first of all, now the question is that if bhakti is coming from a bhakta, so how can it be possible? And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that just like Bhagavan, bhakta also get all the qualities of the Supreme Lord. In Madhya Leela, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes, Sarva Maha Guna Gan Vaishnava Sharire Krishna Bhaktir Krishna Guna Sakali Sanchari. That a Vaishnava is a one who has developed all the good qualities of Bhagavan. Means all the good qualities of Bhagavan actually manifest or develop in Bhakta also. So, this ahituki, this causeless mercy is not actually of Bhagavan, but this causeless mercy is because of a Bhakta. Now someone can say, like the question is, okay, if you say that the cause of bhakti is bhakta, then why bhakta is being partial now? Why this bhakti is not bestowed equally upon all? How can bhakta is partial? Well, this has been established in Srimad Bhagavatam that bhakta being partial is okay. Lord cannot be partial, but bhakta can be partial. Asat sanga tyage vei Vaishnava achar. Right? So how do that bhakta considers what is satsanga and what is asatsanga? That means there is a power of discrimination that is being bestowed upon a bhakta, where a bhakta knows that I should only indulge in like-minded devotees. I should only associate with satsangi devotees, not with asatsangi. And in this regard, we know that there is a famous verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ishwaretad adhanishu, balishu, dvishastucha, prema, maitri, kripa, opeksha. Yah karoti sa madhyama. That is the characteristic of a madhyamadhikari devotee. That he is having that prema, he is having that love for Ishvara, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is having that maitri, that relationship of friendship with his equals, like-minded devotees. He is having the compassion, the kripa for the innocent, those who are newly joined or those who still start in the beginning of the process. Those who are innocent, and upeksha. Fourth, that means those who are envious, those who are matsarana towards the Supreme Lord and the Vaishnavas, they reject their company. They stay away from them. This is the verse that was spoken by one of the Navayogendras, that is Havi Yogendra, and he spoke this verse to Nimi Maharaj. That how a Madhyamadhikari devotee is. that Madhyam Adhikari devotee have this aspect of Prema, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. Upeksha means that he wants to stay away from those who are envious to the Supreme Lord and the Vaishnavas. So that means that a bhakta, yes, he is partial, but his being partial is not an impediment in his devotional service. His being partial is actually benefit for the devotee to progress in spiritual life. Only then the devotee will be asat sangatyag. Only then the devotee will discriminate that this association is not good and this association is good for me. So, in conclusion, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur brings this point that actually the bhakti that is residing in the heart of a pure bhakta is the cause of bhakti to be the cause of its presence in the heart of some another bhakta. Okay? Bhakti residing in the heart of a devotee is causing to bestow the mercy to others, which is the cause of appearance of bhakti in the heart of them. So bhakti does not depend on any other cause for its appearance. No doubt about it. Bhakti is independent. It comes from bhakta, for sure. But how it comes? The bhakti that is there in the heart of a pure bhakta get manifest in the heart of the other bhakta. And that's how the bhakti comes in. So this is the verse that I was telling. So in nutshell, the conclusion is that what is the cause of bhakti? Bhakti itself is the cause of bhakti. So this completes the third text. Okay. But still, there are so many ifs and buts. Still, there are ifs and buts. And those ifs and buts, we will see. Yes, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has established this point that bhakti comes from the mercy of the devotees, from the heart of the pure devotees. But there are so many more objections that can be made. And how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur will reconcile those further clarifications or further objections, that we will see in text number 4 next Friday. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Madhurya Kadambini ki jai. Yes.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Kirtida Mataji. Thank you for a very beautiful class, and you explained so beautifully in such depth.
Some sense.
And very, very beautifully. I will have to watch it again for my to understand because of my thank you very much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or realizations, please go ahead this time.
Hare Krishna
ahead.
Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Jai Shri Prabhupada. I have a very serious question. What is the cause of the pure devotees bhakti now?
That's what I'm saying. Now, what is the cause of the pure bhakti? Let's wait for text 4.
Okay.
Because there will be many ifs and buts that will be. But now, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has established that the cause of bhakti that comes in our heart, it comes from bhakta, from bhakta's heart. So till now we have to understand that bhakti is the cause of bhakti, no other cause. But more ifs and buts will come, and that we'll see later. So hold on to your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Fantastic class. Thank you.
Anything else? Yes,
Thank you,
Nitya.
Mataji, for the beautiful, beautiful class. Very grateful to you.
Thank you, Nitya. Yes, Nitya Narasimha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. It was really mesmerizing class, Mataji. You only for the bhakti word, there are so many like interpretations, and especially you mentioned that Sridhar Swami Maharaj says that awakening from good fortune, that is Bhakti. But that also, I think it is not fully completed. Maybe in the subsequent slokas comes, I don't know, Mataji.
Yes,
But
it will.
yeah, it will come now, Mataji.
Yeah, sure.
Mataji, would you kindly brief about Sridhar Swami Maharaj, and also he has written commentary on Bhavarta Pradipika also. So like in many places, Srila Prabhupada quotes about Sridhar Swami.
Yes, Sridhar Swami commentaries are authentic. It's not that they are not authentic. We should follow Sridhar Swami commentaries. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, those who find faults in Sridhar Swami's commentary, they are not good. We should not do that. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is bringing up some points because somewhere, some places, Sridhar Swami, sometimes his commentary goes into some impersonalism. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself accepts. Of course, we should accept he was the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so studying by Sridhar Swami's commentary and understanding Bhagavatam is great. We should know all ifs and buts, and that can be reconciled either by Jiva Goswami through Sandarbhas or by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur through his commentaries.
Yes, Mataji. Like here also, we saw that the definition of bhakti is awakening from good fortune. Again, it is a question mark.
Yeah, where he says Yadrichaya, it's by good fortune. There is no wrong in saying. There is no wrong. But don't bring the cause of that good fortune. There is no wrong in saying. If Sridhar Swami is saying Yadrichaya means by good fortune, yes, why not? Because that famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva. Bhagyavan means a person who is having a good fortune. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. So there is no harm in saying Yadrichaya to be interpreted by good fortune. But then don't go and run into the cause of that good fortune. That was Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said.
Why is it so, Mataji?
Because again, that good fortune is what is Yadrichaya means it will come on its own accord. It doesn't have any cause of that good fortune. Fortune doesn't have a cause. You cannot say that I had good fortune because of my good piety. Then it will bring under the category of karma, which we don't want.
Exactly. In many places, Srila Prabhupada also quotes in the purports that
By good
it is like causeless mercy, we say. So the word itself is causeless. It is by the. Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that yes, it's okay to pluck cotton balls from a big piece of cotton, but don't do it to an extent where you don't find any conclusive statements. Right? If you say Yadrichaya, it is by good fortune, just stop there. Don't now figure out from where this good fortune is coming. If people go into that detail, then they will again come to that anavastha dosh, and they will not able to find the real cause of it because it doesn't have any cause. It is causeless. That is why we say causeless mercy. Mercy doesn't have any cause to it. It's a causeless mercy.
So bhakti is also like that. It is causeless.
Yeah, bhakti is also causeless.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. If there are no further comments and questions, Shivani Mataji, you can take over. We can end the call.
Dear devotees, if there are no more questions or realizations, I would like to pay my obeisances to Her Grace, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, and all assembled devotees. Do I have your permission to close the call, Mataji?
Yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। समस्त वैष्णववृंद की जय, नमोचार्य दष्टापुर की जय, हर ग्रेस कीर्ति सुंदरी माता जी की जय।
Jai. Jai, all the assembled Vaishnavas.